Joining me today is Lori with her 1-month-old baby, Lucchini. We are going to talk about how to incorporate your baby into your exercises, and specifically with a newborn. So we'll start with the sitting exercises since we're starting in sitting. In sitting, I'll move so you can turn around. In sitting, there are some exercises we do with the legs out straight, in which case, no matter what size your baby is, you can lie your baby down, face down, for tummy time. Tummy time is great for your baby's development as well. It helps develop head and neck and trunk control, helps with the pushing up later when they're preparing for hands and knees for crawling. So here, with the legs out straight, the baby can be face down or face up. Face down is my preference. And she could be on the thighs or down on the shins. Either way, the baby's weight is actually helping you as we do abdominal exercises in this position and stretches by anchoring your legs. We also do some exercises in sitting where you take up the whole mat, and in those cases, as in other exercises later, we leave the baby on a comfortable surface, usually on a blanket beside us. But again, incorporating tummy time as much as possible helps your baby get her exercise while you get yours. So also in sitting, we do some exercises with the knees bent. So you can bend the knees and you can place your newborn on your thighs facing you. This really helps her develop the neck flexion as she, bless you, lifts her head. A larger baby you can place on your shins, but with a baby as small as Lucchini, I recommend having her here, or you can hold her up. Maybe you can demonstrate and hold her, press her out in front of you, taking your arms out straight, and then bring her back in toward your chest. We do lots of exercises where we incorporate chest presses, working with the breath, inhaling, bringing the baby back in toward the chest, exhaling, pressing her out. Good. From here, let's move down to lying on your back to demonstrate. We do lots of exercises on the back in the Core Mama class. So as you can see, with your baby on her tummy, on your tummy, she again is working the head control. She can press up with her hands. This might make her hungry though if you're breastfeeding, so just be forewarned. Good. Also, another option here, if you bend your knees, is placing your baby on your pelvis in supported sitting. So she's sitting with her back against your thighs, and she may not like this right now. This is a very important lesson of this video, is that your baby controls the dynamic of your workout with her. So if you have to change positions, please do so. Find what makes her happy and go with it. Sometimes you may even have to push pause, make your baby happy, feed her, find toys, get the pacifier, whatever it is, and then come back and resume your workout. That is a big advantage to working out with on-demand video. You can always push pause and resume when it's all working. So in lying down on your back, lots of the exercises we do, you also have that option of incorporating the chest press or just holding the baby up over your chest. So if you hold her up, here she's really working her back and neck extensors, and you can inhale her back down and exhale, lift up. Inhaling her down. So that's another great way to use your baby weight as part of your exercises. You're using her as a weight to tone your arms while you're also doing abdominal exercises. If you do place your baby on your shins in sitting with her back against, on your thighs in sitting rather, with her back against your legs, we do lots of exercises that involve moving the legs. So if we're going to move the right leg, we'll shift her over so she's supported on the left leg, and you always use your hands to hold the baby. With a baby this small, you're also being mindful of head control. So you can usually use your fingers and thumbs to support the head. But so now if you take this leg straight, you will see you're dropping the support away from the baby, but you keep her over toward the opposite leg and use your hands to support her safely. This is something that you'll get used to the more you do it, and you may even invent new ways to exercise with your baby. If you do, please email me. I'd like to hear it. So also from this position, if you bend both knees, we do some exercises in the double tabletop position where you lift both shins up parallel to the floor. And then we'll move one leg. So if you move one leg, you're dropping that support, so it's very important that you are always supporting your baby at all times. Good, you can come back out of that. Very good. We do lots of exercises in hands and knees and down on the floor, in which case we use a soft surface for the baby, so you can come up to sit. So we normally will have the baby on one end of the mat, on a blanket, her favorite blanket. This is also a good time if you have one of those baby gyms with the arch with the toys over it. There's a certain age that babies just love that. Keeping your baby's favorite toys handy if they're old enough to be engaged with toys, it can really help extend the tolerance that the baby will have to your workouts. And once again, your baby's attitude and demeanor is ultimately what will control your workout with her. So from here, you can come into the hands and knees position. And this gives you a nice opportunity to interact with FaceTime. So you're in a position that you can tickle and play with and make faces at and talk to your baby. From here, we also do work in plank or modified plank in Lori's case, because she had a cesarean and isn't quite allowed to do plank yet. In this position, if you do a push-up, you can actually go down and kiss your baby. This is a nice time, providing a bonding time actually for your baby. It's a different way of playing with your baby where you're really doing something good for yourself and spending quality time with her too. Good. And you might be getting tired from that, so you can come out of that position. Good. From here, we can move to standing, which is another position we do some exercises. So if you'll come to stand here, Lori, and then bend over to lift your baby. Bending here, you can keep your knees bent. Good. So you can cradle the baby from underneath, always supporting the head, and then draw her in close to your chest before coming up to stand. This protects your back, which is very important. Let's turn to face the side edge of the mat. We do a lot of exercises in standing. With a small baby, like Lucchini, you want to keep your baby in close to your chest most of the time. You might actually, let's turn this way so you can demonstrate a little. You can hold your baby out in front of you, supporting her well under the shoulders. She may or may not like that. Again, do whatever works. Sometimes changing positions is all that it needs. And sometimes a baby will like a variation one time and not like it the next. Again, your baby controls this dynamic. Please listen to her. Here in standing, you do have that option of holding your baby close to you, holding her out in front of you, or doing that exhale, press out. Inhale, draw her back in. Beautiful. Good. So we do this incorporated into several standing exercises. So these are some ideas of how to incorporate your baby, and especially your newborn, into your exercises. And as you practice, you may come up with other ideas on your own. Good luck. Thanks for joining us.